and, left the politics and all the other stuff to other people. But as I got to learn more about my culture, more about the history of this country, I felt less and less connected to this as a country, and also travelling a bit in my younger days and meeting different people from around the world and other Indigenous people, and finding that I have way more in common with them than my next door neighbour. That really started me thinking about, what is this thing Australia, this boundary? There's actually lots of people in this country that don't like me, and they don't like my family, and they don't like the people that we come from. So I sort of went a bit away from that, and I do identify as Australian. I follow the cricket and all the sports teams and all that sort of stuff, but even that now I'm starting to question why. And I don't want to question it because I enjoy it. So yeah, that's kind of been my journey in terms of identifying as an Australian and feeling a part of this. The other part to that is the social contract between the Australian state and Aboriginal people, and I don't think that's ever been there for us. I think as an Australian you have certain expectations around services, around your freedom, around what you're able to do, and that's not the same for us. It just isn't. And so until that issue is addressed and addressed meaningfully, there's going to be a schism, and it's writ large at this time every year, that breakdown and in that social contract and in that relationship. And yeah, we'll be seeing it again tomorrow.
Wesley, how about you? How has your cultural background shaped what being Australian means to you?
On my father's side of the family, that's where the Aboriginal kind of lineage comes from. But also I've got a great-great-grandfather who was a Filipino fisherman called Fernando Gonzalez, and he came out. And also another great-grandfather who was named Fataki, who was from Rotorua Island in the South Pacific, and blackbirded and married into the family as well. And then on my mother's side of the family, my Danish great-grandmother met my Spanish great-grandfather on a boat coming out after World War II. And this kind of sense of, shape-shifting that you do growing up in these environments. There's different cultures at home than there are on the streets, different cultures at the workplace or in the school, and that what you do from this cultural background is shift in an almost kind of survival mentality way, shape-shift into the environment so you can stay safe in it. For me, that's become more and more, like taking Lyndon's point, more and more prevalent in the last 20 years, where I think the kind of nationalism has gone into high drive, and the kind of storytelling and narrative